Hi everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation, and today I just wanted to share with you what I did with the supplies that I got in my Your Creative Studio box, the December box that I received. And I just made a few things and I just thought I would share them with you and show you what you can do. So this box is great for, journaling, for your planners, for your notebooks, all that stuff. But then the box that I got with the December papers was absolutely gorgeous. And I thought, I need to make cards with this. And then there was one notepad in there that was really fun. And it was, kind of vintage papers and stuff. And then it had this cute little metal suitcase. And so I did make a project with that, and then I wanted to show you all the cards that I made because I just thought the papers were gorgeous. They were the blues and the violets, and they had snowflakes in them. The graphics in the papers were just gorgeous, and so I just really wanted to use those. So I'll put a link in the description so you can see the previous video, so you can see the unboxing. And then this is what I made. So let me start with my cards. So I made some cards that are the standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I just decorated them for the most part pretty simple. I used the papers from the box and they're just absolutely gorgeous. I added bling in this kind of gray silver color, and it's just turned out really pretty. And then I had these flowers from my stash that I decided that I wanted to use. So they are very dimensional. You would have to add a box type envelope to, give these to someone, but hey, you know what? That's okay. As far as I'm concerned, that's all right. So then the other thing that I did do was that on the inside of some of the cards, I did use the Post-it notes, and I just put them down as a place where you could write a little sentiment or something. And then I told you I was going to use the stamps, so I did. And I had a stamp pad that was this really pretty kind of gray color, which I thought fit perfectly with the color scheme of the paper. So I kind of did some random stamping on the inside of the cards, and then some of them, like I said, I used the Post-it notes, or not Post-it notes, but sticky notes, whatever you want to call them, and did that. And I just thought that was really pretty. So I made some kind of generic blank greeting cards, if you will. So that's the first one. This one here, I had this beautiful flower arrangement here in my stash, and I thought, well, the colors match, so I decided to use that on there. And then I had this little piece of purple ribbon in my stash, so I used that in a couple different cards, but I just thought that was really pretty too, and it really enhanced the flowers on the card. And on this one, I used the other stamp that was in the collection. Can you see how gorgeous the images are? I mean, they're just really pretty. I hope you can really see how pretty that is, but just made a beautiful card. All right, so let's quickly go through this. This one here had this really pretty lace pattern at the top, so I just wrapped my purple ribbon around it. I used some of the bling and then my flower, and then on the inside another stamp. Okay, this card here, more of that ribbon that I just kind of put behind this flower. Isn't the graphic just gorgeous on this card? And you can see the little snowflakes too. So they're a beautiful winter card. Some of the cards on the inside, after I put the stamping, I used some of the stickers that came in the box and just added a little pop of color on the inside of the card too. All right, and then the last one of these cards here, this particular paper didn't have a whole lot of images on it, so this piece here came from cut-offs from the flower paper that had some gorgeous images. So I backed that on another piece of cardstock and added it to the middle of the card, and I thought that turned out real pretty. Flowers and more bling, and then the inside of the card looks like this. Oh, and actually, I'm showing it to you backwards, or not backwards. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm showing it to you the wrong way. It's supposed to go this way and then go like that. Oh my gosh. So anyway, that's that card here. And then I decided to make the box had papers that were rectangular. So I decided to make 3 cards out of the 3 different patterns that were in that particular paper collection. So again, I used a piece of the extra paper cut off from the previous cards that I showed you. And then I added these really pretty kind of grayish, lavenderish enamel dots that I had from my stash, and then just added a simple bow, and that turned out really gorgeous. And then on the inside of these, I used some of the stickers just in the inside to add a little pop of color. So these cards here measure, I want to say 3 1/4. Let me double check and make sure I'm not steering you wrong. Yeah, about 3 1/8, excuse me, by 6 1/4. So they're kind of along the lines of a slimline card. And I basically cut them kind of sort of to match the pattern paper in that rectangular paper pack that I had in the stash. So I think that turned out real pretty. So that's that first one. This one here, I used a piece of the pattern paper that didn't have a lot of images, and I added the sticker on there, and that sticker is just absolutely divine, don't you think? Backed it on a piece of cardstock, raised it with foam tape, and then added a little bling. So that made a really pretty card, and on the inside another sticker. And then the last slim card that I made, this flower I had in my stash, and so I added the purple ribbon to that, and I glued that to the front, and I just thought that was really pretty. And the colors just match, and there's another sticker on the inside. So really pretty card you could use for gifts. So then I wanted to use some more of that rectangular paper, excuse me, so you can see how pretty that is. So what I ended up doing with this is I made a bookmark that you could actually take notes with. So the idea is that you could slip this over the top of your page in your book, and if you're a person who's maybe you're reading something, an inspirational book, for example, and you want to write down some quotes or whatever, this is a great little project to make. So I just took a piece of cardstock, and it measures, let me see here, it measures 11.5 by 3. Let me double check, make sure. Yeah. And then I just folded it in half, and then I took some dot grid paper that I had, and I cut it in strips that are 2 3/4 wide by 11 and folded those in half, and then just made a simple booklet. I did staple the papers together, which you can see right there, I think. And then I just put a piece of seam binding that I had right through the middle of the book. Okay. And then in the collection, let's open this up. They had these stickers that were label stickers, and the blue ones match, of course, this paper. So I used that throughout this little book. And then I also added little tabs so you could have like little sections. And then I took some of the sticky notes and I cut them in half, and then I just kind of sprinkled those through as well. I used some leftover stickers, and then this is the washi tape. So I used that to help decorate the pages, but that made a really pretty notebook. Could you imagine? You could make this for your friend that's a book lover, for, you know, a present that would be really pretty to do. I just made a nice little notebook. Let me go through. I missed a page there. Little flowers, some more washi. I just think it turned out really pretty. And I like the fact that it's a bookmark. You can put this over your book, and you could take your little notes, and, you know, really nice, really nice. And I used the labels. I used some of the sticky notes. I used the little tabs that came in the box. Isn't that pretty? Made a really pretty little notebook. So I was pretty happy with that. So I had to do that. So that is my little bookmark notebook. And then the last thing that I did was, okay, so I used all of that kind of papers and stuff because most of it was this color scheme here. But then there was a little bit that was more vintage, kind of what you normally get in those boxes. But this box had this little beautiful tin that was just absolutely adorable, and I really wanted to do something with that. So on the outside, what I did on the little handles here, I added a bulb pin with 3 key charms, and then just tied a little piece of jute around that just to make a little decoration. I added some little flowers from my stash, and then this little butterfly that I had, and I just glued that on the top to kind of decorate it. And then when you open it up, I made a pretty little baby journal, a little mini journal. So I did put another piece of jute around it just to close it. And then what I ended up doing was using my coffee dyed papers, and I cut them. Let me measure just to make sure I tell you right. They're 3.5 wide by 2.5, and then I just folded them in half to make this little booklet. And then I used the papers from the box in this little tablet. They had a bunch of vintage papers, and I went ahead and I just created this little notebook. So I'll go through this. I did go in my stash, the Tim Holtz little words, and I added those to the book. So it's just a cute little baby journal, which I thought was really nice. Used some of the pages here, some of the little paper clips here, and then I cut this out of a piece of scrap from the papers that I used to make this little baby journal, and I just cut those out and put those in the paper clips. I thought that was fun. This page here, I created a pocket, and then I used some of the papers in that little tablet to make little tag pull-outs. And as we go through, I did a couple different things. I just thought this was a really pretty little mini journal that you could put in that little tiny suitcase. Little stamps here under that tiny paper clip. And then this one here, there's a pocket. I kind of wrapped it around both sides, so it created a pocket here and then one here. So I do obviously need to put something in there, and I forgot. And then I took the words and made that on one page. So isn't this cute? I just think it turned out really nice. On here, under this paper clip here, is one of those little kind of envelope journaling spots that you can fold up and then just tuck, so it looks like an envelope, but it really unfolds to make a nice journaling spot. This is a pocket here, which obviously I forgot to put something in. Let me look back here, the short tag, because I did mean to put something in here to show you, but there's a little pocket right here, and then another blank page, and then the end of my little journal. So that just has this little piece of jute kind of belly band that keeps it all nice and closed, and then that tucks in my little suitcase. And there you go. I have this little mini suitcase with a little mini journal. So that's what I did with my December box from Your Creative Studio, and I really am enjoying that you can do so many different things with these boxes, because they're not just for junk journaling. They're not just for, you know, making planners. You can make cards with them. You can make bookmarks with them. You can do all kinds of things. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Check out Your Creative Studio. I'll leave a link down below if you're interested, and have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.